Talk Thursday. This is what we do out here, right? Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome everyone to Tress Talk Thursday. And I am here with you guys today to bring you guys the latest, hottest tax savings that you can implement, tax codes that you can implement into your money, into your economy, so that you can save, so that you can save thousands of dollars. Okay, so listen, taxes change all the time, all the time, all the time. Even while we're talking right now, taxes are being changed. Okay, so tax savings is the way to go. Implementing tax codes, implementing tax deductions, implementing tax um, exemptions, refunds, credits. These are things you implement. But listen, here's the key. To get these high tax savings, people, you don't do them right now. Not right now. This is tax season. This is compliance. Remember, I tell you guys, there's two seasons of tax season. There's tax seasons when you're paying taxes, and there's tax season when you're saving in taxes. Right now, this is the tax paying part of the season, okay? And tax implementing is after tax season. Some people, they head of the game, they start January 1st of that year. But usually, tax savings, you start implementing it around May. When tax season is done, you done complied for the prior year. So now you start implementing tax savings, which is the second part of taxes, is around May, right after tax season. April 15th, this year, tax season ends April 18th, but you start right after that. So I tell people, comply, take the whole month of April off. Comply until once May 1st hit, boom, we go into tax season. So I'm helping you guys out now in Tress Tax Talk Thursday to teach you when you should, the tax strategies that you should implement, okay? What's going to save you thousands of dollars? Because right now, we're in inflation is real. It's very, very, very real, right? Inflation is real. And inflation affects your tax dollars, your tax dollars, but let's rewind. Inflation is real, but it affects your dollars. Okay? It affects your taxes too, but it affects your dollars. This is what inflation does, okay? It affects your dollars as far as the amount of goods and services, the price increased, okay? And the amount of money that you make is still the same, okay? This is what inflation is all about, all right? So then now you're paying more for things that you paid less for maybe a year ago. The price has changed, it's inflate. That's what inflation is. And people, one of the strategies, the things you need to do on how to beat inflation is to implement tax savings, okay? Because like I said, taxes is the number one thing that we all have in common when it comes to our dollars. And then it's one of the highest bills that we pay. That's why it's called a tax bill, right? So with that being said, you got a tax bill. How do you save? It's like when you go get car insurance, right? You're like, okay, well, my car insurance is too high. I can't pay this amount of money. It's too high. It's just the price just inflated, just increased. Let's just say you got a new renewal package for your car insurance and the price changed. So now how do you get that price to be lower, right? How do you do that? So when you go to your declaration page, right, of your insurance policy, you have to choose which type of insurance you want, like which features you want, right? Which coverage, that's the proper word. What type of coverage you want, okay? Some coverages, you can lower the coverages, right? So you can lower your premium or your insurance premium, right? Some coverages you can increase, some coverages you can take away. You don't need it. Okay, so look at tax savings and your dollars on just like you would look at your insurance policy, your insurance premium. Okay, so this is what help you to beat inflation. Okay, this will help you so that your dollars can actually have a higher value, so that when you go out there and spend your dollars, that you're getting a little more dollars to spend, even though inflation and prices are increasing, right? So you got to use strategies, people, okay? Because recession and inflation has happened before. So it's nothing new. So you shouldn't be shocked, okay, about this. You shouldn't be shocked. You should just prepare yourself. And one of the ways that I tell my clients, or I tell people when it comes to their dollars, is to practice savings. It's just like when you have to put yourself on a budget because you are spending all of your money, you have nothing left at the end of the month or at the end of the pay period. You need to go on a budget because you need to follow a savings. You need to follow a structure in order to keep money in places that you're going to need money, like for emergency funds, for investing, for, let's say you want to take a trip, you want to do, there's so many things that we spend money on, right? So, but with that, if we are being impacted by inflation, how do we keep most of our money, right? And one of the ones I say is taxes. Use tax savings. Use it. Implement it. Don't try to implement tax savings during tax season. Between January 1st to April 15, which is April 18 this year, 2023, there is no tax savings happening. Do not go to a tax preparer's office or a tax preparer, tax accountant, tax expert. Don't come into our office trying to get tax savings during tax season. You should have done that last year between May and December. That's when you should have had a conversation with us. But that's where you will be able to maximize. We can't maximize nothing for you. Right now, I'm busy. I have about 10-hour days with my staff working, trying to get these compliance tax returns out. So where will I find time to sit with you and be like, bring it all here. Let's see how much money you can. No, we're not. We can't do that. There's too much. There's too much. We cannot save you any money during tax season, during compliance. There is no tax savings happening right now. You are complying. Whatever you followed from last year, that is what's going to implement you on your tax return when it gets filed to IRS. Okay? So here is, for today's Tress Talk, I am giving you guys a tax savings that's going to save you thousands of dollars, but you have to implement it now. You have to implement. Once you get your taxes filed, you need to implement it. And this may not be for everyone, because every tax strategy is not for everyone. Or, well, I'll take that back. Every tax strategy can be for everyone, but you have to put yourself in that position so that the tax strategy can be beneficial to you. It's just like if you invest, okay? It's like you say, well, I want to invest in a 401k. 401ks are available to everyone. Even if you work at a job and your job offers 401k, there's availability. If you don't work, if your company don't offer 401k, you can call an investment company and set up an individual 401k plan. So tax strategies is just like investments. It's available to everyone, but you have to put yourself in position ahead of time so that you can benefit from that, okay? So this is how tax savings work. If you want to get high tax savings, it has to be something that's implemented prior. It has to be planned, okay? This is where you maximize it. You maximize it to the limits that the tax code have. But if you don't put it into plan, you don't put it into effect, the year that the tax code or the tax savings, the tax credit exemption, rebate, if you don't put it into plan, now or put it into your plans, into your money, you won't get the savings. Okay. So it works for everything. So taxes is no different from investing. Taxes is no different from a budget. Taxes is no different from any financial tools that you use to save money or to make money or to to save and make money, basically, okay? Because that's what tax is all about. It's either you paying taxes or you getting a refund, right? So that's basically what high tax savings mean. And the reason why I say tax savings is because there's so much tax savings, okay? So let's talk about today the tax savings that will save you thousands of dollars, thousands. When I say thousands, because the reason why, because you pay thousands of dollars when it comes to this particular savings, okay? Everyone use it. We all have it in common. Everyone needs it. We all pay for it every single day. Can someone tell me on the live, like what expense that we all have in common that we all use every single day? Can somebody answer that for me and let me know? Maybe you may know, maybe you might have an idea of what that tax savings is. Like, what is that particular expense? Because it's an expense, okay? That's why tax savings link to expenses that you have, because it's things you spend money on. So the government creates laws and they create publications and they create codes according to things that we spend money on so that you can get these savings on. You know, it's not on everything, but it can be on most things. It's just how it's set up in your life. Okay. It's how you set it up in your financials. That's how you could benefit. And sometimes your most in all your life can be subject to tax savings. You didn't know that, huh? Most and all of your life expenses can be subject to tax savings, but it has to be planned accordingly. It has to be implemented. It has to be put in a plan, and every dollar and every income that comes in is aligned to a tax code that's going to give you some type of credit, some type of deduction, some type of exemption, some type of credit, deduction, exemption, rebate. Okay, there are rebates in tax codes too. Okay, so that's basically how tax savings work. So I don't think anybody got the answer. No, people still thinking, y'all thinking. Okay, so I won't hold it against you guys because this Tress talk is not going to be that long. I want to give you guys this tax savings that's going to save you thousands of dollars, okay? Thousands of dollars. And this tax savings is called, anybody got it? My camera guy's like, nah, everybody like, I don't know. A car. No. Okay, so this is called the home deduction tax code. This is what this called. It is called, it's your home. Your home can save you thousands of dollars in tax savings. Thousands, okay? Because we do. The average rent in the United States right now is about $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month. So if you calculate $2,000 a month, how much is that in a year? $24,000 a year. Yeah, you got it right. $24,000 a year. You see how you can save thousands of dollars with this tax code? It's called the Home Deduction Office Deduction Code. Okay? Home Office Deduction Code. You can save thousands of dollars in taxes, in deductions, and savings. Thousands of dollars, because these deductions, this amount will lower your taxes. What you're supposed to pay taxes in, you won't, just from this one code. I teach my clients about like so many tax codes, so much, because you have to sit with an expert that knows these official codes, that know these legal codes. so that you can be able to save. I'm giving you one that saves you thousands of dollars. The average rent in the United States of America is $2,000. $2,000. So $24,000 come out of your pocket every single year. And you can apply a tax code to that to lower your taxes. Isn't that amazing? Listen, when I found about that tax code, I had to become a business owner. I was like, listen here, listen here. I wasn't full-time business owner yet, but I was like, I'm going to be a part-time business owner. And even as a part-time business owner, you qualify for this home deduction code. It's amazing. And that automatically lowers your taxes. It lowers your taxes. How much tax is supposed to pay? Now you're getting more money in your pocket. You're beating inflation. The more money you keep, then you have the advantage of beating inflation. Because if you have to pay these inflated prices and have to pay high taxes, listen, you're going to be under, right? You're going to be under. So you have to implement your money, your economy. So the number one thing that we have in common is taxes. You know you got to pay something, but you got to control what percentage that you pay. Because remember, taxes is a tax range. Taxes start as far as zero when it comes to federal taxes, right? So they start at a base of zero. That's why people say, oh, how Amazon pays zero in federal taxes? Federal taxes, right? How do that happen? You understand? You can have the same opportunity, the same thing. You can get the same tax savings, but you have to implement it. That strategy, you have to implement it into your money. You paying the rent and the mortgage anyways, and I need a tax savings for it. You gotta pay it anyways. It's like you gotta buy food anyways, right? So this tax saving, home office deduction, you can save thousands of dollars. This is publication 587 in the IRS tax codes, so you can go look it up yourself. It's legal. It's a code that you can use. Okay. This tax code can be used before. That's why I told you guys. That's why I became a partial business owner in the beginning. I was like, yo, how do I save? Oh, cool. I started a business. I started a business. It wasn't incorporated, but I started as a sole proprietor. Because I learned that taxes go. I learned that being a sole proprietor was going to give me tax savings, and I was like, "Listen, I'm going to become partial sole proprietor because you can't do that. You don't have to be full. If you have a job, it's okay. You keep your job." And to get these tax savings, you have to either be a sole proprietor, contractor, full-time business owner, but it starts as sole proprietor. So if you want to implement this tax code to save thousands, because you're paying the rent anyways, you're paying the mortgage anyways, you're paying the utilities anyways, you're paying the property taxes anyways, you're going to pay it anyways. Why not get a tax savings? Get a tax savings, right? So this code, you can use it. So the way it works, right? Because you know there's stipulations for everything, right? The stipulation for everything, IRS is very, very specific about their tax codes. So you basically have to use a portion of your home regularly or exclusively for that business, for that side hustle. Side hustle, business, same thing. Okay? For that side hustle, that business, you have to use a portion of your home regularly and exclusively for that side hustle. And you get to get these thousands of dollars deducted from your taxes. Look how simple that is. Look how easy and simple that is, people. Everybody got a side hustle. With the way inflation is right now, with the way the prices of the cost of living is right now, We all need an extra income from somewhere. Why not turn it into a business? You got a regular job anyway, right? I have a regular job. Okay, cool. My taxes are high. Okay, cool. Implement a side hustle. Implement a small business. You don't have to go full-time business owner like I am. You can start how I started. You can start how I started and say, hey, I need tax savings. I'm going to implement this strategy of having a home deduction office and implement a side hustle. You need the extra money anyways. With inflation right now, we all need the extra money. So why not do that and get the tax savings? Because you're going to pay the rent anyways, right? So this is how tax savings work. This is how high tax savings work, because it's a high tax saving, because it's a percentage of this $24,000 that you get deducted from your taxes. This is the power behind deductions. People chase credits. Oh yeah, credit this and credit that. But the power behind deductions is in the thousands. The thousands. Credits cap, right? But deductions can be multiplied, because depending on how much you use it, how much or the percentage. So this particular deduction, the home office deduction, is basically on how much of the circumference, the size of the space you're using for your home office. Check this out. These are the things that qualify for the home office, right? These are the type of homes, because it's different type of homes. There's not one particular type of home. You understand? There's not only one. People live in different type of homes. Okay, so I think I'm having a little technical difficulties right now. My lights just went out, but thank God for my ring light. Okay. So the type of homes, people, there you go. All right. So the type of homes, people, that is considered under publication 587. And I gotta have my little notes here for you guys, because I like to be accurate. Okay. So the type of homes that falls under publication 587 on the IRS.gov tax rules, right? The tax law, is the home for the purpose of deduction. The type of homes, you can have a house. So if you live in a house count, an apartment, a condominium, a mobile home. People live in boats. Similar properties in those categories is considered, because people live in different type of homes. There's not only one type of home. A house is not only type of home. There's apartments, there's condominiums, there's mobile homes. People live in boats. A boat is considered a home. It's a property. So it is a property, and you live on a property. So these are the type of homes that are considered these are the type of homes that are part of the selections that qualify for the deduction. Okay. So if you live in one of these homes, you qualify. Okay. You qualify. Ding, ding, ding. First step, right? So first, get a side hustle. If you are already a business owner and you didn't know about this deduction, now you know. So if you know a business owner or a person that have a side hustle, share this video so that they can get this knowledge, this free knowledge, so that they can save thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars, it can run to about, between the average, when I help clients, it can run to about $5,000. Imagine saving $5,000 on your taxes for a tax credit, because look what they did with the child tax credit. Child tax credit went from $3,000 to $2,000. Look at that. But the home deduction, it increases depending on size. So the amount of space you're using for this that's exclusively and regularly used for your side hustle or your business, you can take that home deduction up to that percentage. That's it. So that's why it can save you thousands of dollars. You see that? Shoot, I'm telling you, better than a child tax credit right now. Because if I can lower my income by $5,000, shoot, that takes off. That can take you to another tax bracket. That can lower your tax bracket and save you thousands of dollars. So now you actually get a refund. You get a refund. You get money back. Okay. So don't worry about trying to, don't worry about trying to say, well, how can I save money? How can I save? Listen, a side hustle slash home-based business. Home-based business, people, that is part of the tax code. And you need to get that into your planning, your financial planning, so you can beat inflation, so you can keep your money in your pocket. Because if you're not using these tax codes, listen, you're just giving money away. That's what you're doing. All the tips for IRS, you giving IRS more tips than you even give to your waitress yesterday when you went out to eat last night. You giving IRS way more money. So tip the waitress a little more. Okay? Tip the waitress or the waiter a little more money, because all this money you giving to IRS every single month, because you're not implementing any tax codes, any tax strategies to your dollars. You giving away money. You're giving away money. Okay? So this is what you guys need to do. Implement high tax savings, tax codes into your dollars. This is what is going to lower your tax bill. This is what is going to give you that Amazon zero federal tax bill that they get in the mail. Like, they get that zero tax bill. Because you're going to get the bill, but what number is that going to be? You're going to be like Donald Trump with the $750 tax bill, okay? You need to implement these tax codes. You need to get with an expert that's going to help you implement these tax codes. During tax saving season, which starts in May to December. That's what you need to do. You want to save thousands of dollars? Implement tax codes. I promise you. That's why I became a full-time entrepreneur eventually. See, I started as a 9-to-5. Then I was paying too much taxes. I was like, why my tax bill is so high? I'm single, no kids, no credits, barely any deductions. And I was like, yo, I need to get more tax savings. And I learned about taxes. I started reading about taxes. Even as an accountant. Accountants, depending on your expertise, you may not study taxes. You have to take on taxes as an additional study, right? You got to take it on as additional study, a specialty, right? So even as an accountant with an accounting degree, I didn't know about taxes. Okay, so my camera guy telling me I got 5 minutes. Okay, people. So here it is. Okay, so what you're able to deduct. Let's talk about that. That's going to be the last point when it comes to publication 587. The home office deduction is you can deduct mortgage interest, rent, insurance, utilities, people, cable, internet, light, water bill, depending on the type of business you have and what utilities is using. Repairs, when you repair, you do repairs in your home if you own a home, okay? Depreciation of your home, because your home gets depreciated over time. So you own a home, the percentage, so you take the full amount of depreciation divided by the percentage of that home office, and you can deduct the depreciation. Property taxes, people. Property taxes are high. You can deduct your property taxes. part of your property taxes for this home deduction by having your side hustle, your home-based business. All right, people? This is a deduction that's going to save you thousands of dollars. There's two ways to calculate it. There's a simplified version and there's a regular method. You just meet with an expert that understands. They'll be able to calculate that for you. Okay? That's what I do with my clients. You know, I tell them to implement tax savings during now, not when it's time to comply. You implement tax savings now. You implement tax code, tax credits, tax exemptions, tax deduction. I love tax deductions. I love tax deductions. Tax credits are cool, but tax deductions, they add up. They add up thousands and thousands of dollars, and that's just one, people. All right. So that's your tax saving, your high tax saving strategy for today. And Tress Tax Talk Thursday. This is where you're gonna get it, people. You're gonna get the real deal when it comes to taxes. I spit it out and I break it down so that you can understand it. And you're like, I think I need to implement that. I think I need to do that because these taxes are too high. The cost of living is too high. So we need to implement some strategies, some savings. All right, people? So that's your strategy. That's your Tress Tax Talk for today, people. Implement that. If you don't have it, if you do have a side hustle, implement it. If you need help, call our office. We'll help you. Just call. Just DM us. Call us at 954-507-7361. We're busy right now, but make an appointment and we can schedule you for the month of May so that you can be able to start implementing these strategies and get these high tax savings, okay? But people, do that. Stop leaving tips for IRS because that's in the thousands. And go tip the waitress because that's not as much as money you give to IRS. Okay? So that's what it is for today. Thank you guys for coming. Your girl got to go back to work. My phone, my messages are full with my clients. And I just wanted to come and share with you guys some tax literacy. See you next Thursday. Bye. Catch up like